gotta tell you the Chuck story. At Adelphi.
We're talking Chuck D, the MC of Public
Chuck
Enemy.
D, Public Enemy. So ran into Chuck at Adelphi, and he heard him, you know, do this announcement. And Chuck did this announcement, and his voice was incredible. So my brother was like, yo, he wanted to talk to Chuck, and then he came back home and was like, yo, Keith, I heard this kid calls himself Chucky D, and he, you know, his voice is incredible. He said he raps, and we wanted to be an MC, because at the time it was MCs before it was rappers. So Chuck was like, we met Chuck, Chuck was like, he told me, yeah, you know what, I mean, I do MC, but you know what I do? I'm a graphic artist designer, and y'all got the wackest flyers I ever seen. And Hank took offense to that. Hank was like, what? So, you know, because Hank did all our flyers, you know, we had to do the rub-on letters and do all that. So he said, listen, let me do your flyers. So we had another party coming up at another Polish hall. Chuck did the flyers, graphic artist. It was crazy. Flyers was crazy. Then all of a sudden, he came, when I first heard him rap, I was doing his house parties. Back at that time, house basement party was a thing. That's where else, there was another thing, place we started out. So he was doing his basement party, he came through, he did a couple of lines. I said, yo, this kid is incredible. And so from then, 78, 79, Chuck was like my MC. I started making mixtapes. Well, I was doing mixtapes in 76, but I used to do special mixtapes. People used to come going back a little bit, people used to give me a list of certain records that they want. So I couldn't do the mass production mixtape like everybody else do today. I had the list of maybe 20, 30 people. They want certain records on there. So I had to do at least 20, 30 mixes a week from different people. But we was making so much paper, we didn't even care. So I stayed all day, all night, in the basement of my mom's house, making these mixtapes. So now when we got to Bill, then we helped him with his show. I used to do a little mix on his segment, on his show. Then from then, that went into the Super Spectrum Mix Show, which was on every Saturday nights. So we started to make our transition. So from our transition, I used to do beats for local rap artists. So we had all these rap records, we had a little studio, I recorded them to this 4-track, do my beats. So, and at the time when I had the drum machine I had the Roland CR 8000 and the Roland 303 bass line. This came out in 82. Nobody understood what that was. While everybody had the beatbox, and Flashman was the beatbox, I was rocking the beatbox and bass line. So that made us a little unique on that side. So now I'm doing these records, these little mixtapes, we're playing them on the air, people are calling up and thinking these are actual real records. So, I gotta go back a little bit on the radio show. Our show became so popular that when Run DMC and them Run DMC first got signed, Bill Stephanie gave them their first radio interview ever because they didn't understand what to do or where to go. So we gave Run and them their first radio interview ever. They was quiet, him and D was quiet, they didn't know what to say. Jay was there, so it was a little crazy. But right after we did their interview, that's when this light took off. That's just hit the stratosphere. And they always was good to us, because they always would come back and do radio show. So from then, we got our radio show, we're doing mixtapes, and we're throwing parties at the same time.